The floodwaters are rising here in central Illinois, and we are overflowing with America's original March Madness. Hello, and welcome to Carver Arena in downtown Peoria, wherever you're watching on the IHSA TV network. I'm Lee Hall, your host, and we appreciate you joining us here today for high school basketball state championship action. It's Macon Meridian coming into this game highly touted, taking on an unranked Annawan squad for a right to play for the state championship. Here for the call of the game, Kurt Pegler and Cal Hubbard.
Thank you, Lee. Indeed, welcome back to Carver Arena for semifinal day number 2, game number 2. Kurt Pegler along with former Normal University High School head coach Cal Hubbard. We know that Woodlawn is already in. They're a newcomer to this state stage. But so is Macon, Meridian, and Annawan playing on the state stage, right?
I think controlling the nerves is going to be a key for both teams, especially in the first quarter until they get into the flow of the game. But nerves are going to play a big part early, I think. Let's
tell you how both these teams made their ways to Peoria. We'll start with the Annawan Braves, which beat Milledgeville to win the Lanark Regional, then beat Polo and number 1 South Beloit for the Hanover Sectional Championship before beating Newark in DeKalb for the Super Sectional Championship on Tuesday. Macon Meridian's road to Peoria included a victory over Moweaqua Central A&M for the regional championship, and then beat Gibson City, Melvin Sibley, and Catlin for the Tuscola Sectional before taking out Ridgeview Tuesday at Redbird Arena in Normal for the Super Sectional title. Outstanding players on both ends of the floor. Talk about key players. Alex Kopians, a first-team All-Stater, leads the charges for the Braves.
Alex Kopians is the leading scorer and rebounder. He has had an outstanding senior year, but even more importantly, he's also their best defensive player. He's just the real deal, whole package.
We're going to get a up-close and personal look at an Iowa recruit in Dakota Getz. He's an Iowa football player, but he is the key player for Macon Meridian on the basketball floor today.
He is an outstanding player, extremely athletic, very strong, but to average a double-double in high school is pretty impressive.
All right, what are the keys to the game? First, we'll talk about Annawan. What are their keys today, Coach?
Well, Annawan is going to have to contain Getz, keep him off the glass, but also not let him have a career day. They're also going to have to limit the putbacks that Annawan had. Annawan's going to have to limit the putbacks, not give any second shots. They're going to have to stay composed, especially early in the game, because that's been the strength of Annawan all year, is to be a composed team.
And for the Hawks of Macon Meridian, what are their keys?
Well, they're going to have to slow Kopians. They're going to have to slow him down and not let him have a career night. They're also going to have to stop the dribble penetration by Annawan, and they're going to have to keep him turning the ball over.
We've got an exciting basketball game on tap. IHSA Television Network here. It's the second-ranked team in the state of Macon Meridian taking on Annawan, making their first ever trip to state. We're going to meet both teams here in just a moment here on the IHSA Television Network, as both teams are getting ready to hit the floor here. And Paul Herzog, our public address announcer, is going to bring us the starting lineups. But this is, again, a couple of teams here that are trying their best to put the nerves beside them and get on the floor and play their games.
Yeah, how your role players handle the pressure, how they're able to get the ball to your stars will be the difference in winning and losing. But just adjusting to this environment. It's a different environment than most high school teams ever get a chance to play in.
It's a bigger floor. Most of these teams play on that smaller high school floor. You play a super sectional game sometimes on college floors, and now you're going to play a state final game here on the college floor. So let's meet both of these teams, and let's go to our public address announcer, Paul Herzog.
Good afternoon, basketball fans. On behalf of the Illinois High School Association of the City of Peoria, welcome to America's original March Madness. Today's Class 1A semifinal game for their boys, 2009, features the Annawan Braves at 27-6 and the Macon Meridian Hawks at 29-2. Let's meet the teams for the semifinal contest. For Annawan, the non-starters, a 6'2 junior, 0, Bryant Leibarger. 6'1 sophomore, number 3, Jake DeJager. 5'8 junior, 15, Victor Abney. 6 foot junior, 22, Darren Williams. 5'9 junior, 24, Logan Hojaboom. 5'10 junior, 30, Joe Sirens. 5'8 junior, 33, Tyler Peterson. 6'3" junior, 45, Lucas Hojiboom. And a 6'4" sophomore, 50, Steve DeMay. Now the Hawks of Macon Meridian. 6' sophomore, 20, Kyle Gates. 6'3" sophomore, 22, Bryson Barnes. 5'10" senior, 23, Logan Washburn. 6'3" sophomore, 30, Caleb Brown. 6'3" junior, 32, Casey Dodson. 6'1" freshman, 33, Mike Tagg. 6'3" freshman, 35, Tyler Albers. 6' senior, 44, Josh Thompson. 6'6" senior, 45, Brandon Kitchens. Now, let's meet the starting lineups for this semifinal contest. For Annawan, at a guard, a 5'9" junior, number 2, Sean Walker. For Macon Meridian, a guard, a 5'9" junior, 10, Corey Burns. The other guard for the Braves, a 6'3" junior, 10, Matt DeDecker. The other guard for the Hawks, a 6' junior, 25, Trent Swigert. At forward for Annawan, a 6'5" senior, Alex Kopians. For Macon Meridian at forward, a 6'4" senior, 15, Dakota Getz. At a forward for the Braves, 6'3" senior, 13, Heath Rakestraw. At a forward for the Hawks, a 6'3" senior, 21, Jacob Chasteen. The third forward for Annawan, a 6'1" junior, 32, Mackenzie Chapman. The third forward for Macon Meridian, a 6'4" junior, 42, Kyle Ford. Head coach at Annawan, 6 years for a career, 4 years for the Braves, a record of 79-42, Ryan Brown. Assistant coaches Zach DeMay and Merritt Burns. Head coach for 16 years, 6 at Meridian, a record of 138-38, Jack Blickensdefer. Assistant coaches Mike Stodsdale, Darren Chasteen, Clint Kalman, and Caleb Renfro. As the players and coaches wish each other good luck at half court, the IHSA Board of Directors and member schools expect and promote good sportsmanship from all athletes, coaches, students, parents, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Do what's right. Thank you. No other state in America can claim the rich history and tradition that's been generated by March Madness in Illinois. It's America's original March Madness. Direct your attention to the arena floor and meet the officials for this game. The referee from Chatham, Bob Engel. Also from Chatham, John McAvoy. And from Springfield, Doug Strom. Presenting the game ball for this game will be Brent Lontine, President and CEO of Peoria Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, one of the sponsors of the March Madness Experience next door in the exhibit hall. All of us thank the Peoria Area Convention and Visitors Bureau for their contribution to the greatest high school single event in the land.
And again, we thank Walgreens for being a proud sponsor of the IHSA's Do What's Right sportsmanship campaign as the teams meet. And the Meijer starting lineup brought to you by Meijer. Check us out at shopformore at Meijer.com. Walker, DeDecker, Kopians, the All-Stater, Rakestraw, Chapman for Annawan. Macon Meridian has Burns, Swigert, Getz, Chasteen, and Ford. The Hawks of Macon Meridian in their home whites with green trim. Annawan in their road maroon uniforms with white trim and white lettering they have at the opening tip. And the first possession of this second state semifinal Class A basketball game here. We got almost a ball right here at press row.
Got any action right away.
Get your hands ready there, Coach.
I was ready. I would have shot it, too.
We know that Woodlawn is already in the final, and the winner of this one will take on the 30-1 Woodlawn Cardinals for the state championship tomorrow afternoon. We'll keep our eyes on Alex Kopians, first-team All-Stater. He wears number 5 for Annawan, making their first ever trip to state. Turn the basketball over on their first possession. And the Hawks of Macon Meridian, ranked 2nd in the state, 29-2. Make the trek up from Macon County down near Decatur. Annawan's up near the Quad Cities, so they're from different parts of the state and enjoying the fan base that has made the trek here to Carver Arena.
A lot of people here pulling for these guys.
Annawan starts in a zone D here, Coach, it looks like, huh?
Well, he said he only used it. He'd like to junk it up, so he started out slowing the ball down, I'm sure, and trying to keep the ball out of Getz's hand.
There's Getz now. He's quickly double-teamed. His first shot is missed. It's tipped around. Getz had it momentarily, and he fights a couple of players and comes away with it. But it's going to be a jump ball possession, and that's going to favor Macon Meridian.
He didn't even have a finger on the ball, and he ended up coming away with it. What a strong player inside.
The only other team Annawan made it to state was a super sectional appearance back in 1986. That's considered part of the state series. Did not win that game, so did not make the trip to state. So this is really their first foray in playing in a state semifinal. And Macon Meridian is in its second appearance. Same situation, a 2001 loss in the Supers. So this is their first ever trip to the state floor.
A lot of butterflies out there right now.
In fact, for Macon Meridian, this is only the second year that they've ever won a sectional title. They won that sectional championship in 2001 and then won a sectional last week. And now off a steal on the bust out, it's going to be Trent Swigert with the left hand. Missed the shot. Kopians is fouled on the rebound.
Good job of getting a piece of the layup, keeping it out of the basket. Good recovery.
First foul of the afternoon goes against Macon Meridian. You see that Annawan has some highs and lows there. An 85-point effort against Peoria Heights, and then early in the season in November, a 38-point effort against Sherrard. There was some games this year where Kopians himself scored that many points. He had 5 30-point games. He had a 44-point effort against Alwood earlier this year. So they've been few and far between holding this team in the 30s.
It looks like a good job of finding the open man by Kopians, but he's getting double when he puts the ball on the floor. They're trying to force him to give the ball up.
Mackenzie Chapman with a 3. Knocks down. In fact, that's his first 3-point make of the season. How do you like that? Your first 3-point make comes at the state tournament.
Good place for it. I'm sure the coach says, oh no, good shot.
There it is. Scoring highs and lows for Macon Meridian, a season high 94 in a game. And now Swigert from the outside knocks down a 3 to tie the game.
You're going to have to do something to loosen up the defense. They're really stacked around Getz right now.
Blocking foul out on the perimeter is going to go against Cody Burns.
Good job by Burns of figuring out which way the dribbler was going and getting in his way. He didn't quite get set, though, and it was a good call. I'm really impressed when I saw the super sectional and then again today with the defensive intensity and the defensive intelligence that Meridian plays with.
Annawan turned the basketball over. The second turnover against the Braves now.
They're doing a good job of blocking up the lane, keeping the ball out of there. And Annawan's trying to do the same thing with their 1-3-1. Make sure the shots come from the perimeter and find Getz when the shot goes up.
Annawan, a school with just 120 students. Macon Meridian has better than twice that number. And another 3 for Trent Swigert. So he's knocked down a couple of 3-point shots. He shoots the 3-pointer at 38%. He has all 6 of Meridian's points.
And he's also an excellent defensive guard. Very good quicks.
6-3 the Hawks with the advantage. Kopians has yet to shoot the basketball. Swigert's going to try another 3. He's 3 out of 3.
Meridian's doing a really good job of doubling down on the dribble.
Trent Swigert has 9. And now a steal. Quick hands by the Hawks. They come away with a turnover.
Kopians is trying to dribble in order to get the basket, and that's not going to be possible when 4 people are guarding you.
Well,
guess when you're feeling it, keep shooting it.
Didn't get it that time. Now a
Good break.
2-on-1. Nicely done. Annawan scores in transition. Mackenzie Chapman has all 5 of his team's points.
Good breakout off the miss. Those 3-point shots when they're missed, they do come out long.
Here's Dakota, gets his first shot, and that's in.
He says, I think I need to touch the ball this time.
So the Iowa football recruit knocks down the jumper. He was an outstanding high school quarterback, threw a rush for 47 touchdowns this past fall, but he'll probably be a tight end at Iowa. He's given his Meridian Hawks an 11-5 advantage. Back with more from Carver Arena after these network messages.
Maybe a little bit of a surprise. I thought this year we'd be a little bit more athletic than last year's group. Last year we graduated 4 seniors that we were a very good basketball team last year. But this year's group, we just returned 1 starter from last year and had to put in 4 new starters. So, you know, we've really come along as a season. We got off to kind of a slow start, but in January we started figuring things out, and in February and now March has just been a great run for us at Annawan.
Annawan head coach Ryan Brown, he played his high school basketball about an hour west of Carver Arena, up I-74 at Knoxville 11 years ago, and now has taken the Annawan Braves to their first ever state tournament. Had to laugh as he entered the press room on Tuesday in DeKalb after his team beat Newark in the Super Sectional. He introduced himself to the media corps as Ryan Brown, head coach of the state-bound Annawan Braves.
He's got a great personality.
He does. We had a nice conversation with him. Look at this save. Ball is up in the air and coming right at us.
It's a turnover by a boy.
That's twice it's been in our neck of the woods, Coach.
Yeah. I seem to be a ball magnet today, don't I?
Take a look at the scoring comparisons there. Macon scores about 5 more points than Annawan does. Roughly the same shooting percentages from the floor, but not from the free throw line.
Well, starting out the game, there were 3 3-pointers by Macon Meridian, and Annawan's trying to keep the ball out of the post. So it's just like a dagger when finally you stop on the inside, then they hit from the outside, and now they go right back inside on you. It makes it, you're trying to decide who to guard.
Well, Dakota Getz is just so strong down there. I mean, if he gets the ball 3 feet from the basket, that's going to be hard to stop.
Gets the ball on the floor, he's going to come up with it. He takes a bump pretty well, doesn't he?
Well, as you mentioned, he's averaged a double-double both years, his junior and senior years, an 18-point and 13-rebound per game player. And now Four's in the right spot on the offensive rebound, off the missed free throw. And so Kyle Four gets to the free throw line.
Chastain did a good job coming up over the top and kicking the ball loose. You can see it here after on the miss. No, it didn't go back quite that far. But he tipped it back to the floor, and he was able to get to the line.
Kyle Ford, 6'4", 225. Big, wide body, a thick player inside, but really a nice touch. He steps outside around the foul line. He's got a 15-foot jump shot. 12
to 15 feet, he can shoot the basketball.
Suffered a foot injury in the Tuesday victory over Ridgeview in the Super Sectional in normal, but re-entered the game after a little rub down on that foot, and so he's back and he's playing in the state semifinal here this afternoon. And the Hawks have a 14-5 advantage and quick hands again. They're not letting anything get to the passing lanes, and Alex Kopians, who's we mentioned is a first-team All-Stater at 21.8 points per game, is yet to shoot.
He's only touched the ball twice, so it's really hard to shoot. They're doing a good job of denying.
There's Mackenzie Chapman, can't get it. High up to get that defensive rebound is Jacob Chastain. Snap the pass down to Dakota Getz. Swigert is absolutely playing with a mountain of confidence right now, and Macon Meridian has jumped onto a 16-5 advantage.
He's a fantastic guard. He does a good job of seeing the floor. When he hits the shot, it's actually a bonus, and he's hit 3 in a row. You can see as he comes down the floor and he whips the pass inside, knowing where Getz is. Getz did a good job of using his body and finishing.
Well, Dakota Getz is a guy, as we mentioned, when he gets the ball down low, he's going to be awfully hard to stop. And I think you've really got to credit the sight lines there of Trent Swigert. He's made a couple of nice passes. Of course, he's playing with all kinds of confidence because he knocked down those 3-point shots to start the game.
Right, but he also is loosened up. He's loosened up the defense by his shooting, and now it's going to be more open inside.
We talked again about the all-time boys basketball high school wins list. This is a national list. team out of Bennett, Tennessee, with 2,064 wins, is the all-time winningest team from coast to coast. But look at Centralia, Collinsville, Quincy, all those teams from the state of Illinois are right there, right in the middle before Ashland, Kentucky's Blazer High School.
The tradition of basketball in Illinois takes a back seat to no one.
Of course, Quincy is playing tonight in a Class 3A boys basketball sectional game, so they got a chance to add to that win total.
They sure do. Sectional night's an exciting night. You got semifinals in the 2A and 1A, and you've got the sectional finals in 3A, 4A. So it's a lot of basketball. Plus what's going on in the college level. The fans' delight.
This is a basketball junkies heaven right now. Copians flashing the lane, where the Braves have had a difficult time getting it to him. He's trying to body up. The pass was intended for Copians, but it was Jacob Chastain that stepped around the screen and knocked it out of bounds.
He was there, he was ready, but the pass wasn't delivered on time. And the defensive player, Chastain, did a great job of readjusting. He's obviously got the tough assignment. He's doing a great job so far.
Intended for Copians. Dakota Getz comes away with it. Now Copians with a steal in the backcourt. Now he's going to go one-on-one with Chastain, draw contact, and Alex Copians is finally going to get an opportunity to score. He'll get to the free throw line.
Did a really good job there. Copians did a great job of pushing the advantage once he had the ball and getting Chastain in a bad position.
First
on the
team,
hip.
I'm sorry, Cal,
It's
first
hard to
team
guard on the
All-State
hip.
performer.
Yeah.
This is a guy that Ryan Brown, the head coach of the Annawan Braves, said he is the best all-around player he's ever coached.
He's a very good player. I think Chastain's doing a good job on him, but he's also getting a lot of help from his teammates. And I noticed the other night that they did a really good job of helping on Geary of Ridgeview. So I think they play excellent team defense while also making sure they've got the right matchups.
So Copians has his first two of the game, comes from the free throw line, temporarily stems the tide to 16-7 Meridian.
My.
And now we got a major collision on the baseline. And that foul's going to go against Annawan.
You see Getz taking the ball baseline. It looked like there's no room, and he just gets hammered to keep the ball out, and he still gets the shot up.
Keith Rakestraw guilty of the foul. And so it's Getz to the foul line. 6'4", 215 pounds, just solid muscle.
I like the intensity in his eyes. You just see that he is, I mean, he's out here to play hard every second he's out there. And it's been pretty impressive for the first 5 or 6 minutes.
Likely playing his final weekend of basketball, because once this season's over, he's going to hit the weight room and start preparing for his freshman year at Iowa, where he will play tight end more than likely.
A lot of kids are playing their last weekend of basketball.
That's
He's at least lucky enough to go in and get to play.
You got that right. Got a foul here against Kyle Four of Macon Meridian.
Got the ball inside. No other way to stop him but to foul him.
And so this is Steve DeMay at the free throw line. He is the first sub pretty much off of Ryan Brown's bench. He played more towards the end of the season, started getting some more playing time towards the second half of Annawan's 27-6 campaign.
I said he came on strong late and really made a difference in their run, the postseason run.
Split the foul shots, quickly back up the floor of the Hawks. Boy, they take it and they shoot it. That's Logan Washburn with the miss. Now Annawan comes back trying to carve into a 10-point lead that Macon Meridian enjoys. Copians did a nice job saving it. He couldn't get back on the floor before he was out of bounds, and so that's another turnover against the Braves.
It shows a lot of confidence for a kid to come in the game, and the first time he touches the ball, he launches a three. So Washburn must have a lot of confidence in his shot, or the coach has a lot of confidence in him.
Well, perhaps it's the butterflies or the jitters, but here in the first 7 minutes or 6.5, Annawan has 8 turnovers. And I think you've got to credit the defense that the Hawks have put on them, certainly. From the corner, the three is missed. High up to get the defensive backboard is Sean Walker. Back up the floor comes Annawan. Contact, offensive foul is going to be whistled on Matt DeDecker.
Annawan's doing a good job of forcing the outside shot. You see this on the breakaway. Guy gets the ball, takes it hard to the basket, and shuts off the baseline. And again, it's our boy Swigert.
Casey Dodson is checking in for Macon Meridian for the first time. He'll send Kyle Four back to the bench. Dodson is a 6'3", 200-pound junior forward, considered a rebounder and a defender. So he'll play some defense here in the final 70 seconds of this first period. A three ball goes down from the outside. That's Jacob Chastain. He shoots the three-pointer at 32%.
A lot of weapons.
And now we've got a foul bodying up. That's going to be, it appears, on Trent Swigert. So the three-point shooting differential has been big here in the first quarter. 4 three-point makes for Macon Meridian, and just 1 three-pointer right now for Annawan.
Check out the out-of-bounds play. Circling the wagons out front. That's a cool idea.
Here's Kopians. Hangs, fires, baseline, can't get it back to get it. Defensive end is Getz.
Would have been better if it had been a score, but it's a unique approach.
They're going to hold for one, so the Hawks bring the ball out to the timeline. And they're very happy with a 21-point first quarter.
Being able to control the ball, control the game in this situation is a key. And with the guards that Meridian has, it shouldn't be a problem, but weird things happen in high school basketball. Right there we have a turnover.
You got a steal and a travel out. Boy, that's too bad. That was Sean Walker coming up with the steal, but he was in the air. He had already committed himself, and he couldn't do anything with the ball.
Weird things happen in high school basketball.
You got that right.
When you least expect it.
So Annawan got exactly what they wanted. They got a turnover, but couldn't capitalize.
But taking care of the ball in the last minute of the game was a key, and you know as a coach, know whether your kids can do it or not. And Meridian most of the time does that very well.
Well, Annawan talked about composure, having a
5-second count.
A great amount of composure here in the postseason, and they're going to try and probably regroup here after the timeout after the 8-minute mark here.
Usually you don't see people dribbling when they're going four-corner against the zone.
And now we've got a foul with 1 1/10 second to go here in the first quarter. So the Hawks didn't exactly close this quarter out the way that coaching staff wanted them to.
Two chances and not a good shot.
So now there's 1.1 seconds to go here. Sean Walker's 60-footer is short, and we're done with the first 8 minutes of action. In the books, Macon Meridian 21, Annawan 8. Back with more from Carver Arena after these local messages.
Well, I think the first step is that we've been 2A school and we played really strong schools in our conference, and I think that prepares you for the postseason. And this year, we were pretty happy when this came out and we were a 1A school. I think we're one of the larger 1A schools. We've been one of the smallest 2As. So we've got a good nucleus of kids competed very hard the last couple of years, and this shows how hard they've competed to get to the Peoria in the state finals.
Jack Blickensderfer, he's the head coach and the principal at Meridian, and he had a good first quarter. His Hawks have a 21-8 lead after 8 minutes of play here in this second state semifinal. The winner of this game will play for the state championship, the 1A title against Woodlawn, which advanced with a victory over Lewistown earlier today. Kurt Pegler, Cal Hubbard, our sideline reporter is Lee Hall, our IHSA Television Network crew. Glad you're alongside here in downtown Peoria at Carver Arena. Boys basketball state championship weekend, Class 1A and 2A this weekend. Next weekend, the big schools invade Peoria for 3A and 4A state titles.
10 turnovers in the first quarter for Annawan and only 4 shots. That must change if they're going to stay in this basketball game.
And can't convert on their first offensive look here in the second quarter. Just 5 field goal attempts in that opening quarter for Annawan. Braves appear content to stay packed in that zone there, Cal.
Well, that's their only option right now. We'll see how it's attacked, or if it's attacked.
Swigert had the hot hand in the first quarter to the baseline. Now it's 4. Baseline jumpers in.
Good job of penetrating under control and finding a short baseline jumper from the midpoint.
Kopian's missed the short jumper. He's kind of fading away. Had a tough angle that time. Back up the floor now comes Macon Meridian. This is Swigert. Tried to bounce the pass in traffic to Getz, but it was picked off by Annawan. That was good hands that time by Alex Kopian.
Just a bad decision by Swigert. Instead of making the pass to the easy pass, he tried to make the more difficult pass to Getz. Good job of staying after it that time by Annawan as well.
Matt DeDecker's first points of the game. He got himself too far underneath the basket. His first attempt was stopped by the rim. Got it back and laid it in. 13-point Hawks advantage. Macon Meridian with a basketball. Here's 4. He's fouled. He's going to get to the free throw line, it appears.
Meridian plays an excellent, does an excellent job with their high-low once they get into their half-court set. And that time they got the ball in the high post and was fouled before he could deliver the ball. You can see on the stats there that the rebounds are fairly even. It's just the turnovers that are causing the problems and not enough shots on goal for Annawan.
Those are our first quarter stats brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. Kyle 4 back to the free throw line. He's had a good start to this basketball game for the Hawks. 5 points now. And his team has a 15-point advantage. Here's DeDecker. Chapman,
Excellent.
nice move in traffic.
Excellent ball movement on the penetration with a swing and attacked the basket very well.
Mackenzie Chapman has been the leading scorer, his team's best weapon. He's got 7 points now for the Braves. Swigert's going to try another 3, and that is in.
I think he's feeling it.
Trent Swigert has knocked down 4 3-point shots. He's 4 out of 5 from three-point land, giving him 12 of the game. And that just adds another dimension to the Hawks' attack.
Just a good, right now, Annawan's got to keep their poise. Try to have some patience on the offensive end and get good shots.
Well, that time the Braves did a nice job of crashing the glass, and they're going to be rewarded with the ball out of bounds. Logan Washburn is going to re-enter the game now. And we're going to also see Keith Rakestraw come back in now for Annawan. Washburn is the senior guard, 5'10", 150 for Macon Meridian. Kind of a soft pass that time is picked off by the Hawks.
He said, I'm hot. I thought he was going to load it up again.
Annawan has been forced into 11
I think
turnovers.
Coach Jack would have had a stroke on the sideline there.
So far, everything is going his way right now. The Hawks, the second-ranked team in the state at the final regular season poll. They spent some time at number 1, and we're a team that people were watching all season long as to getting to state, and they have not disappointed so far in the first quarter and a half here. 4:46 to go here, opening half. Meridian 28, Annawan 12. Back with more after these messages and a word from your local station. Coverage of this IHSA basketball tournament sponsored by Walgreens and Zero Cal Water. Zero Cal Water exclusively available at Walgreens, a proud sponsor of this IHSA network broadcast. 4:46 to go here, opening half of this Class 1A boys basketball state semifinal. Macon Meridian 28, Annawan 12. Kurt Pegler, Cal Hubbard, Lee Hall, and our IHSA television network crew with you in downtown Peoria at Carver Arena. The winner of this one will play for the state championship tomorrow against the Woodlawn Cardinals, which punched their ticket to the state championship game with a victory over the Lewistown Indians earlier today.
Coach Brown right now with the Annawan Braves is going to have to get some stops on the defensive end to give himself a chance to cut it back toward the 10-point range by halftime. There's 4.5 minutes left. There's plenty of time, but if I'm Meridian, I'm not sure I'm going to attack that zone.
And the Braves come away with a turnover.
Yep.
That's the 5th turnover for Macon Meridian. And driving down the lane and laying it in is Alex Kopians. And now that's the game that they want to get into.
Right, and then a turnover, transition take place.
Dakota Getz tries to answer. His shot is no good. Long rebound is out. Kopians chases it down in the corner. Now it's Chapman that brings the ball up the floor. Mackenzie Chapman's played very well for the Braves early on. Kopians the pump fake. He draws a double team. He's going to have all kinds of attention on him every time he's around the basketball. Nice cut to the basket by Sean Walker. Rakestraw with the pass and Walker with the lay-in.
Nice cut, nice pass. Very good timing. And it was set up by Kopians penetrating and getting moving the basketball. One quick dribble instead of more than one.
And the Annawan Braves fans are trying to cheer their team on to play some defense here. They've cut that lead down to a 12-point game. It's manageable. It's 28-16 now.
And I thought Meridian got impatient both the last two possessions. So the zone has got Meridian standing right now on the offensive end. So they need to start moving the basketball and start attacking.
Chastain's pull-up jumper. That's in.
That's a pretty good way to do it. Very much under control. Ball fake, one dribble, jump shot.
Chastain averages 19 points a game, so he knows how to score when he's around that basket, and now a foul is going to go against the Hawks. In fact, it'll be Chastain who's guilty of it.
I had a great angle on that. That was a rough call. Chastain did a nice job of getting a piece of the basketball without making contact. But the official was the underneath official that called it. It's hard to see that.
Chastain with his second foul, and Kopians back to the free throw line.
And the offensive player did have the advantage, so.
Kopians again at nearly 22 points a game at 21.8 and about 8 rebounds a game too at 7.8. Just a complete player, an all-state performer. He had 28 points against Newark in the super sectional victory on Tuesday. He scored 20 of them after halftime, so at crunch time he came up big.
He's done a great job of not panicking early. He was getting all the attention early. He's starting to distribute the ball more, realizing that they're shutting him off. So he's finding his opportunities, and he's got 5 points, but he's used to having a lot more by now. Sometimes you have to give yourself up for the team to get a chance to score.
You see Heath Rakestraw go back to the Braves bench. Matt DeDecker has re-entered. So it's Sean Walker, Matt DeDecker, Alex Kopians, Steve DeMay, and Mackenzie Chapman on the floor right now for Annawan. Macon Meridian has its original starting 5 on the floor. Cody Burns, Dakota Getz, Jacob Chastain, Trent Swigert, Kyle Four.
2-2-1 press poses some interesting problems. Not a lot of people play it anymore since Coach Wooden made it so famous back in the 60s and 70s, but it does make you attack pressure in a different way. Kind of throws the rhythm off of the team you're playing.
Gets the miss, and Kopians the defensive rebound. He takes it all the way to the baseline. Now slips a pass out to DeDecker. So Matt DeDecker the catch and shoot.
Kopians is drawing so much attention, and he's starting to see the options off of the cutters and that sort of thing. He's really he is a complete player.
The Hawks lead is trimmed to 11. 4 from the baseline. That's short. Offensive rebound. Getz can't get it. Chastain in traffic, drew contact. Free throw time now coming for Jacob Chastain.
Coach Brown wanted second shots to be limited to 7, and it had been 4 in the first half. As you can see right there, there were 2 on that possession.
Well, the Hawks are making a living here at the free throw line in the first half, and they have a way of getting to the foul line and cashing in. In their super sectional victory on Tuesday at Redbird Arena in Normal, they were 26 of 28 from the foul line and a perfect 14 of 14 in the fourth quarter. So when the game's on the line at the end and they're at the foul line, they've been deadly.
Well, that always depends on who's at the foul line for any team. And as long as your good shooters are getting the ball in their hands and they're going to the line, you're going to shoot pretty well from the line.
They've already got 10 free throws here in the opening half, and we've got contact and a foul against the Hawks.
Good job of opening up the lane by Annawan that time and giving some dribble drive penetration from the weak side. That was a good call by Coach Brown.
Foul is on Washburn, so it's Mackenzie Chapman, 6'1", 205 junior, to the free throw line. It was interesting. His head coach, Ryan Brown, described Mackenzie Chapman as baby magic to us yesterday, right? He said he had great hands, great passer.
I think it has to do with the number 2.
Well, I saw he wore 32, so that's a good at least starting point there. Hey, anytime you're favorably compared to Magic Johnson, accept the compliment.
That's exactly right. Splitting the trap. Oh,
boy, Swiger. Somehow, but the pass, Dakota Getz' pass was picked off. Now back down the floor comes Annawan, and the lay-in is in by Sean Walker.
Good possession by Annawan, and coach wanted the 2-2-1 pressure, but they've got it to 10 now with 1:30 to go.
Once down by 16, you're right, they might be able to get it under double digits here. Here's Shasteen with the kick out. Swigert's had the hot hand.
Got a piece of it.
Yep. That three-point shot was contested and blocked, and Kopians is going to be called for a double dribble, it looked like. They said maybe he carried the ball right when he got to the timeline.
It's a hard call to make from behind the player, but it was made, so it's right.
Spoken like a true coach.
Got to live with it. The good calls and the bad calls. You got to live with it and go on. Game's not over. A lot of time to make up for it.
Well, Annawan certainly has played better in this second period than they did in the first. And now a steal. It's Walker in the front court. He comes away with it, and we've got the ball out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Macon Meridian, and that doesn't appear to be a very popular call here at Carver Arena.
And Meridian has played much worse in the last 3 minutes, too. They've really gotten tentative on the offensive end. You can see it was knocked away from the Annawan player from behind, and they still gave the ball to Meridian.
Under a minute to go here, second quarter now. Swiger brings the ball up the floor. He nearly lost it, and it is stolen away now. Walker comes away with a steal. The Annawan pressure paying dividends. It's Kopians down low, too far under the basket. Couldn't complete the play.
Swigert's actually going too quick. He needs to be quick, but he needs to be under control when he's splitting double teams and that sort of thing. He's getting himself in some difficult position. You can see there by the pass over the top, give a chance for a quick basket after the turnover, but a block from the back.
Cody Burns is going to check back in for the Hawks, and he's going to send Logan Washburn to the bench.
The natives are getting restless. I don't think they're agreeing with the officials' calls. It's not just the coaches.
Again, some pressure in the backcourt applied by the Braves. And a steal from behind. They pick Jacob Shasteen's pocket. Here's Kopians in the front court now. And he's fouled.
Annawan's doing a good job of being scrappy on the defensive end, getting a piece of passes, coming up from behind people and knocking the ball loose. That's what happened in this particular case. You see how we're getting the end result instead of the of how it led to that, but still. Kopians is getting much more aggressive with the basketball, making really good decisions, not only for himself, but for his teammates. Getting a lot of people involved.
It appears that it was Annawan in the first quarter struggling with composure, and now perhaps in the second quarter it's the shoes on the other foot. The Hawks of Macon Meridian are not as composed as they were in the first 8 minutes.
You know, in the super sectional game, Meridian went through a period of time where they just did not play well, and that looks like what's happening again today in the second period. But Annawan has something to do with that. They've stayed with their zone, and they've made it hard to score on the interior, and all the shots have to come from the outside.
Final seconds, first half here. Meridian with the basketball and a 32-23 advantage. Swigert, bounce pass, gets in traffic, laid it in at the horn, and count the basket.
Also got hurt.
Dakota Getz is a little slow to get up, but he's hobbling himself back to the Hawks bench. And Macon Meridian will head to the locker room at the half with a 34-23 advantage.
That was a big time play that kept the score at 10. Who knows what actually happened down underneath, but there was a lot of contact both ways.
Our sideline reporter Lee Hall is standing by with the coach that's got the halftime advantage.
All right, we're with Jack Blickensderfer. Coach, a heck of a start. Things got a little sloppy there for you. 4 turnovers in the last 4.5 minutes.
You know, we had the same thing in the super sectional game. We didn't take care of the ball the last 4 minutes, and you know, you get a starter on a bench, it makes a difference, but that's no excuse. We got to take care of the ball a lot better than that second half.
All right, good luck to you second half, Coach.
Thanks so much.
All right, good to see you. All right, back at Carver Arena after this network timeout.
This IHSA telecast is brought to you by Country Financial. For a no-obligation insurance and financial review, call the Country Financial representative near you. At Country, we always ask, what's your idea of financial security?
And welcome back to Carver Arena. Annawan trailing Macon Meridian 34-23 here at the half. Welcome back to our National Association Realtors halftime show. The NAR wants you to know that home ownership is an investment in your future. When ready to buy or sell a home, contact a realtor member of the NAR. Lee Hall, along with Roger Lowe. And pretty interesting first half there, Roger. A great start by Macon Meridian. The Hawks looked to be in control. Then they lost control of the basketball. 4 turnovers in the final 4:46 of the second quarter to give them 8. And Annawan got back in this ball game.
Uncharacteristic sloppy play by Meridian there at the end of the ball game, as you said, or at the end of the half, as you said, Lee. But the first half, as far as I'm concerned, belongs to Jacob Chastain. You can throw out any numbers you want, but Chastain has taken Copions out of the ball game. Only taken 4 shots in the first half, 3 of those on breakouts, and Chastain has been the difference in this game.
Copions did not get his first field goal until there were 4:24 left in the second quarter. What exactly are they doing him to take him out? There's a lot of defensive attention being paid to that young man.
We talked about before the game that Meridian is defensively a very good team, and they've got good help, but he's just done a great job of beating him to the spots. Very well scouted, I'll tell you that. Very well scouted, because they know on those shuffle cuts that he's running where he's going. Big threes to start the ball game by Swigert, but Chastain, as I said, has been the difference.
A little shaky, but still a lead for Macon Meridian here at the half on our NAR halftime show. Macon Meridian up 34-23 back after this local timeout. And we are back on our National Association Realtors halftime show here at Tournament Central. Lee Hall and Roger Lowe, and it's Macon Meridian with the 11-point halftime lead, and it was all about the Hawks defense there in the first half, wasn't it, Roger?
It really was a big difference, and in the in the locker room, I'm sure that Coach Brown's talking about getting Heath Rakestraw turned around. No points and 3 fouls for the first team all-conference player.
Annawan, their shooting percentage much better by that little run they made there in the second quarter, and up over 50% now.
Right, they only had 4 shots and 10 turnovers in the first quarter, so they got a little of the nerves out, and as you can see, the percentages are up, but turnovers have been a big difference. Only 3 in the second quarter, but it's been a big difference, and you can see that the run-out points has been a big help for Macon.
And for Annawan as well. That's where they scored their points later in the first half. Chapman with 8 to lead the way for Annawan. Copions with just 6. Macon Meridian. Swigert with 12 on the 4 3-pointers, and Getz with 10 points for the Hawks.
Well, credit Mackenzie Chapman for picking up the slack there for Rakestraw. Rakestraw's going to have to come in and get him some points, and hopefully that Annawan can find a way to get the ball more into Copions, because he's the bread and butter.
And that telling number, actually 9 turnovers for Macon Meridian in the first half. They only had 4 through about the first quarter and a half.
Right. Like we said, just got a little bit sloppy there. I'm sure that Coach Blickensurfer is going to get that turned around at halftime.
All right, we will be back with more from Carver Arena after this local timeout. Annawan trails it by 11.
Halftime at Carver Arena, Macon Meridian 34, Annawan 23. State basketball semifinals in Class 1A hoops. Kurt Pegler, former Normal U High head coach Cal Hubbard with us. Interesting first half, kind of a ebb and flow for both teams. We're going to take a look at some of the first half highlights here, but Meridian's the team right now in control.
Well, Meridian did a really good job in the first quarter of taking charge of the game. Part of it is because of the outside shooting started hot right away, especially with Swigert, and it opened up the inside. Then Annawan made a really nice comeback out of their zone, slowing down Meridian's offensive game, and when they quit turning the ball over, they were able to get some good scoring opportunities. Anytime Getz gets the ball in bounds inside, he's going to score with it or get fouled. So it's taken a lot of attention by Annawan to keep the ball out of the lane. Now, and in the second quarter, Annawan started getting the ball out. You can see this last second shot here, which got it above 10 again, and a lot of contact. But the game has had a seesaw effect because I think Meridian got really trying to blow out Annawan rather than just playing the game. And they got a little bit ahead of themselves, got too quick, made some really questionable decisions. And as a result, we got us a basketball game.
Trent Swigert with his 4 threes has 12 points to lead all scorers. His team leads by 11. Third quarter action around the corner after these network messages.
This IHSA telecast is brought to you by Country Financial. For a no-obligation insurance and financial review, call the Country Financial representative near you. At Country, we always ask, what's your idea of financial security?
Back at Carver Arena, Ryan Brown is here Coach, you kind of got things turned around a little bit there late in the second quarter.
A little bit. We started controlling the tempo and pushing the ball up a little bit more with our press and things like that. So really the second half is about controlling tempo, make sure we're taking care of rebounds. We just have to get out and run and be in attack mode. That's how we play good basketball. We just have to be in attack mode.
Good luck to you, Coach. Thanks a lot. Over to you, Kurt.
All right, Lee, Ryan Brown praised his team's composure all year long. They said that our strength is our passing. We've got an unselfish team, and it's going to take an unselfish effort to get back into this one down 11 as we start the second half.
He also made another interesting comment. He said, our kids have been down a lot in the first half, and they've never lost their composure. They always come back stronger in the second half. And part of the problem was that Rakeshaw picked up 3 fouls in the first half. You know, that put a limit on one of your all-conference players. So maybe he can shake that off in the second half and have a better effort.
Macon Meridian obviously giving a lot of attention to first-team All-State player Alex Kopians of Annawan, held to 6 points in the opening half on 1 of 4 shooting. He averages better than 21 a game. And so we'll see how they defend him here in the second half. And the Hawks of Macon Meridian in their white uniforms with green trim open the second half with a basketball and an 11-point advantage. And now a steal quickly off the inbounds pass. That's going to be Matt DeDecker, and we've got a whistle before the shot.
Just a horrible decision on the pass and what was going on and recognizing the defense. So lazy pass back over the top from Chastain ended up being an opportunity at the other end. I do think that Coach Brown was very strong in saying that his team kept their composure and played with poise in the second half, and even when they were down late. So I think you'll see a different team from Annawan this half, and who knows how it'll go from there.
Well, we've talked an awful lot about Alex Kopians and his ability to score, but this young man at the foul line, Matt DeDecker, had a 38-point scoring effort against Aledo last month, so he can fill it up as well. And certainly the Braves will hope to get him more active here in the second half.
The full court, the 2-2-1 pressure is definitely making a difference and is causing, even though that was a fast count, they are making a difference in causing them to think to get the ball up the floor. It's slowing down their offensive flow, not letting them run up and down the floor and do it like they want to do it or they're used to doing it. But I don't think they've seen as much zone pressure as they're seeing tonight.
So Macon Meridian opens the second half with 2 possessions and 2 turnovers. Tough shot in traffic. That's Rakestraw playing with 3 fouls. Ball is on the floor. 4 comes away with it. Now it's Swigert quickly up the right side. He thought about the 3, lost the dribble, had the ball knocked out of his hands and out of bounds by Matt DeDecker. Jack Blickensderfer, 6 years at Macon Meridian, 138 wins and 38 losses. Trying to get his team to play for its first ever state championship tomorrow.
He sure loves these kids, and he sure does give them a lot of freedom on the floor, and they've always come through for him before. We'll make a few slight adjustments here and get out of this lull and see what happens. I like these old school coaches.
Dakota Getz. Turnaround jumper is no good. Ball knocked out of his hands right into the arms of Kopian. He's coming up. Nice touch pass. It's Rakestraw. Tried to behind the back, or at least around a defender, tried to slip that pass to Chapman, but it's out of bounds.
Annawan has Macon Meridian reading a little bit, and they aren't really sure how to handle the zone pressure and the half-court 1-3-1. They have not had a good attack in the last couple possessions of this half, and about 3 or 4 of them in the other half. So
Kopian's tried to get a pass out to the perimeter. It's tracked down by Walker, and the Braves maintain possession. Here's Rakestraw. He's working on Getz. Down the lane, ball is stripped, and it's on the floor. Getz comes away with it. Bounce pass to the near side. It's Swigert behind the back to Getz, who trailed the play and laid it in.
Nice play. Nice job of attacking and staying after the basket all the way through it. Little French pastry on the end never hurts.
Getz with 12 points. Now it's Chapman from the outside. Shot is missed. Long rebound to 4. Left open, a 3 from the corner is missed. That was Cody Burns. Tipped around, controlled by Rakestraw of Annawan. Under 6 minutes to go here, third quarter. State semifinal number 2. The winner of this one plays Woodlawn for the state championship tomorrow. Kopians, double team, finds the open man. Momentarily it was DeDecker, but the ball's knocked out of his hands. Ryan Brown bringing his team to state for the first time in school history. 70 years of basketball in Annawan, never before had they been to the state Final Four. Nice pass inside. DeDecker caught the pass in a good spot. Gives Sean Walker the assist.
Had the ball inside, kicked it back outside, brought it back inside for the basket. Excellent fundamental basketball.
Gets attacks, missed the shot. Chastain, offensive rebound. Lost the ball on the floor, still loose. Scrummed out of there by Annawan. That was DeDecker who came away with it. Now it's Walker all the way down. Offensive foul.
He was set. Swigert was back and waiting. Just took it one more dribble.
Trent Swigert has been the steadying force all afternoon for Macon Meridian's Hawks.
Oh, they're showing the scrum at the end. Ball gets kicked out. Have a fast break opportunity.
Oh, that was Rakestraw. His head collided there. Boy, he took a head, but he stayed in the game, but they had heads colliding on that loose ball.
Good thing basketball players have hard heads, huh?
Yeah. Good work, the fellas in the truck, to get us that replay. Chastain left open, his three, missed. Ball tipped to the corner, and it's out of bounds, and it's going to go to Annawan. They'll have the basketball when we come back. 4:44 to go, third quarter. Meridian leads Annawan by 10, 36-26. Back with more after this local break. If anybody tells you that basketball is not a contact sport, take a look at Heath Rakestraw and Cody Burns just colliding, having headbutt right there. Burns in white, he's for the Hawks. Rakestraw right there, that young man for Annawan. Just a direct hit, head to head.
It was just four players struggling after the ball and incidental contact, but it did lead to a breakout.
Annawan brings the ball back up the floor. We're under 5 minutes to go here, third quarter. Kurt Pegler, Cal Hubbard, our IHSA Television Network crew on state semifinal Friday. Nicely done, inside pass to Mackenzie Chapman, who scores with a little jump hook.
Really good job of running the floor by Chapman. On the secondary portion of the break, was able to get a good cut to the basket. Still, the zone has not been figured out by, and I thought they had trouble with the zone the other night. That's a good way to solve it, is when you get the ball into your all-staters.
That's Dakota Getz now with 14 points. Rakestraw missed the shot, tipped around, controlled by the Hawks. Swigert now quickly back up the floor. All the way down, nobody picked him up. He went right to the basket and laid it in.
He was so quick off the dribble, it's just hard to keep up with him.
Swigert with his first basket that wasn't a three, right?
Yep.
He had 4 threes and now a basket from the floor. Give him 14 on the game. Rakestraw is going to get to the free throw line. He was aggressive on the offensive glass.
I think any of the defensive principles in the transition is make sure you stop the basketball. And Swigert's so quick, he makes it hard to stop the ball. You think you've got him stopped, and he just finds another way to get around and put it into a different speed. And his quickness does make a difference on the perimeter.
Heath Rakestraw is considered the heart and soul of the Annawan Braves. That's exactly how Ryan Brown describes this young man. He says between he and Kopians, they give that senior leadership. He even admits, Rakestraw, that he's not much of a factor on offense, is what he said. He said his job is to organize and to lead. I have to chuckle. A guy who's averaging 10 points per game says he's not much of a factor on offense.
He gets junk points, but the big thing is his leadership and the way he plays defense. And he just had a rough night tonight because he got in foul trouble right away.
Well, there's a lot of coaches that would say, yeah, I wish one of my guys that was quote-unquote not a factor on offense would average about 10 points a game.
I got some I wish that would could have scored 10 points in their career.
We approach the 3-minute mark left here, third quarter. Meridian with a basketball and a 10-point lead. The Hawks trying to advance to their first ever state championship game. Annawan wants to stand in the way of that.
It's hard to go back door against the 1-3-1 zone.
Contact, ball's out of bounds. It's going to go right back to the Hawks.
Fundamentally, one thing they teach on the back cut is make sure you come and face the basket. And Getz made the pass with his back still to the basket, so he couldn't see the help that was coming from the inside.
Well, Ryan Brown says that when his Annawan Braves play in attack mode, that's when they are at their best. They have had stretches in this game where they have been attacking, but they haven't been able to put it together for the entire effort here.
They have picked up the tempo, though, in the last 2 quarters.
Good hands, good steal. Kopians comes away with it.
They're doing a great job of getting pieces of passes in the last 2 quarters as well.
Chapman. Rakestraw in traffic, off the glass and in. Nicely done by Heath Rakestraw.
They really picked up their offensive game.
The Braves are within 8, but there's a foul on the reach-in on Swigert.
Defensively, Macon Meridian started out the day keeping the ball out of the lane, forcing everything on the outside, and really having a good effort. But in the last quarter, or the last 8 minutes, you've seen that effort in the interior not quite as strong as it was.
We approach the 2-minute mark left here, third quarter. Here's Swigert. He's played a whale of a game now for the Hawks. Chastain looking inside to Getz, who's being guarded by Kopians. What a matchup that one is. And a steal. DeDecker comes away with it. All the way down. Slips the pass and laid it in. Nicely done. That's Sean Walker. Annawan's within 6. It's the closest they've been since very early in the game, and now it's a timeout for Macon Meridian.
Another deflection on the defensive end and a soft pass where we didn't meet the pass, and all of a sudden Annawan's making a really good run.
So the pendulum of momentum has swung into the corner of the Annawan Braves, and we congratulate the 2009 IHSA Caterpillar All-State Academic Team. Take a look at these men and women, just 16 finalists throughout the state of Illinois, better than 500 up for this award. But these are the young student athletes that are getting it done on the floor and also in the classroom. Congratulations to the 2009 IHSA Caterpillar All-State Team.
The student athletes from Macon Meridian are going to have to figure out a way to beat this 1-3-1 zone. Right now they're frustrated. They're used to trying to do it off the dribble, and they're going to have to find a way to get the ball in Getz's hands by moving the basketball in the perimeter and swinging it rather than dribbling the basketball. By the same token, Annawan's made a fantastic comeback, but it's taken a lot of energy to get to this stage. And they need to be able to go into this fourth quarter within 6 or something like that or less, and just play a good solid last minute 45 and give yourself a chance in that fourth quarter to make a difference.
Well, there's no doubt it's a brand new ball game. The Hawks have been playing with a double-digit lead for most of this game, and suddenly Annawan's within 6.
And they really haven't been pushed in a lot of their games. The pressure is really picked up by Annawan.
Swigert to bring the ball up the floor now. He's being guarded by Sean Walker, and Walker's been one of the main men in the middle of that pressure. He's come up with a couple of steals and a couple of deflections. He has certainly helped the Braves climb back into this one. Hawks trying to be patient, but you run the danger of getting a little lazy on the offensive end. There's a block. The ball is going to go to Annawan. So again, the Braves defense steps up.
Well, had a layup on a second shot and just lost control of the ball. Good block. The kid came in behind, had a chance, and just mishandled the ball. Good defensive play, though, by Annawan.
Kopians, yeah, terrific play. Now that's him with a basketball. Sean Walker knocks down the 3.
All of a sudden, Meridian is on their heels, and Annawan is the aggressor in the game.
And the Annawan Braves are within 3 at 40-37. This was an 11-point lead at the start of the third quarter. Schweigert down the lane. Under a half minute to go here in this third quarter. State semifinal action here in the Class 1A boys basketball tournament. Shot off the glass is missed, off of Dodson's hands. Back comes Walker. Long lead pass to Rakestraw. It's a 1-point game. Schweigert down across the timeline. 9 seconds to go in the quarter. What a third quarter for the Annawan Braves. Chastain, pull-up jumper, missed it. Dakota gets shot, is no good. And we've got 8 minutes of basketball to play, and Annawan has climbed to within 1.
Annawan played a great third quarter. Just did everything right.
And the fourth quarter is up next on the IHSA Television Network.
This IHSA telecast is brought to you by Country Financial. For a no-obligation insurance and financial review, call the Country Financial representative near you. At Country, we always ask, what's your idea of financial security?
Dreams and teams. It starts in places like these, backyards and playgrounds. From Carbondale to Chicago, Quincy to Danville, they dream of the IHSA tournament.
Meridian had
8 minutes to play in regulation, and Annawan has made a huge comeback. The Braves right back in this one, down by 1. We're with the Annawan cheerleaders, and we got the Brave with us. He doesn't seem to be too happy, even though you guys are back in this. What's the matter with this guy? What does it take to be a good mascot?
Just to get the crowd going. Everyone seems to listen to him. It's great. Everyone seems to follow him.
They listen to. I haven't heard you say a word. Do you speak? Can I be an honorary Brave? Okay, cool. Oh my gosh, are you getting this? See y'all later. I got a new gig.
Goes great with the blue blazer, Lee. That really goes well. We like the headdress. Well, they're cheering in that Annawan corner because the Braves, once down 11, are now down by 1.
And had the ball with a cutter going to the basket.
Ball is out of bounds. Going to go back to the Hawks. Annawan closed that third quarter on an 11-0 run. And it's a 40-39 Macon Meridian lead. Here's Kyle Four, can't control it. Ball is out of bounds. It's going to go right back to the Braves.
This 2-2-1 press just has a way of making you attack things in different ways. I think there were 6 turnovers by Macon Meridian in that second half, or that third quarter. You see all the other stats pretty much even, except Meridian is not getting shots on goal, and now Annawan is, much like it was it's reversed from the first half.
Our third quarter stats brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. 1-point game, fourth quarter of the Class 1A boys basketball state semifinals. The winner gets Woodlawn in the state championship game tomorrow. Kopians couldn't give his team the lead with that jump shot.
Good box out by Macon Meridian. They all had there was nothing but white shirts around that miss.
Schweigert trying to run the show. Bounce pass, baseline, Four, missed the shot. Rebound to DeDecker. Braves with a chance again for the lead. Kopians. Now it's going to be Sean Walker. Passes out of bounds. Miscommunication between he and Alex Kopians.
Just a timing issue. Right idea.
Well, the folks that wrote the Annawan Braves off have suddenly returned to the arena to say we've got ourselves a basketball game. Ball is off of Annawan, off of Matt DeDecker and out of bounds. So again, there was double-digit leads pretty much for the entire first half and for much of the third quarter for Macon Meridian. And now again, Annawan has pulled it within 1 at 40-39. Ball is loose again. Schweigert is fouled. No, it's going to be Schweigert with the foul. It's going to go against Trent Schweigert.
Tough call. You see the ball's loose. Both team players are going after it, and he thought he got hooked. Annawan's got the third chance to take their first lead of the game, and they need to have a good offensive possession. A big defensive possession, though, by Meridian. And we're stepping out of bounds.
Kopians lost track of where it was at, stepped on the sideline.
The college court isn't bigger on the sidelines,
no.
Just bigger at half court.
And that's really a good point to make. Both of these teams felt a little winded after playing in super sectional games when you're playing them on college floors, especially when you try to employ like a 1-2-2 one-zone trap or something. Dakota gets, had a shot blocked. Then Chapman gets it quickly up the floor. It's Walker to Rakestraw. He's fouled. And Heath Rakestraw has a chance to give the Braves the lead from the foul line.
We'll see here a breakout, a good job of attacking and feeding the ball. Ooh.
Cody Burns picks up his 4th foul.
Defense draws, the offense draws the defender to him and dishes off. We have a tie game with 5:51 to go. What a comeback.
Logan Washburn will enter the game and replace Cody Burns, who with his 4 fouls now goes to the Hawks bench. Heath Rakestraw, who would someday like to be a coach, has now given Annawan its first lead since a 3-0 advantage to open the game.
Meridian's brought Getz back to the middle to help defeat pressure.
Kyle Four off the glass and in.
They've had good opportunities on the weak side, but they just mishandled the ball the last couple of possessions.
So Meridian back up by 1. Here's Kopian's crossover dribble on a double team. Reach in foul, it looks like. Kopian's has been held scoreless here in the second half. Foul's going to be on Dakota Getz. That's his first.
Sometimes you pay so much attention to one player that leads to other players getting breakouts and things like that because they'll sneak out on you.
Chapman may have walked. No, he's fouled.
He got pushed.
So he's bumped by Kyle Four. And that's his second foul and the 6th now against the Hawks here in the second half.
One more in the bonus.
Walker to trigger. 5.5 to go here in regulation. State Final Four game, the winner to the state championship tomorrow to play the Woodlawn Cardinals. 30 wins and 1 loss. They advanced with a victory earlier today over Lewistown. And a steal. Chastain now ahead to Swigert, who closes from the right side and laid it in. Big play. Back up the floor comes to Decker down the lane. Foul on the floor before the shot.
Both teams are really attacking the rim well right now, forcing the defense to stop them, getting in a transition game.
Logan Washburn is whistled for the foul, and we've got 1-and-1 opportunity coming now. But we are under the 5-minute mark, and likely we're going to have a timeout after the foul shots, it appears.
Unusual.
So they're going to let Matt DeDecker get to the free throw line, where he is a 68% foul shooter.
Coach Brown's changing the defense off his free throw. Usually you try to deny off a free throw.
Both free throws made. Annawan's within a point. Don't go anywhere, folks. 4:59 to go in regulation. Macon Meridian has a 1-point lead. Back with more from the state tournament after these local messages. Here's a look at the Walgreens picture. Perfect moment. Walgreens, a proud sponsor of the IHSA Do What's Right Good Sportsmanship campaign. That's that green wave of Macon Meridian fans making all kinds of noise. They've had more to cheer about today, but I'll tell you what, the Annawan Braves have made this a basketball game.
Well, both teams right now need to regain their composure, especially Meridian. They need to attack, get good offensive possessions, and try to slow down the break for Annawan, because Annawan's playing a full-court game.
The Annawan Braves' pressure has brought them back into this game. Chastain brings the ball up the floor. We're under 5 minutes to go here. 1 point lead for the Hawks, who have the basketball. They've led the majority of this basketball game. Annawan's had 2 brief leads. One very early in the game at 3-0 and one just a moment ago. A 1 point advantage. Chastain knives through the lane and scores off the glass.
Good basket, big basket by one of your very good players.
One of your senior leaders comes through. When you need a basket in crunch time, Chastain responds.
Good defensive effort right there. Shut the baseline off.
Sean Walker, a 3 from the top of the circle, no good. Chapman chases down the loose ball, but threw it away. And now 4 is going to be tied up by Rakestraw. Held ball, alternate possession, is going to go to the Hawks.
Whenever you have the ball in the open court, get it under your chin. It makes it a little harder to tie up, but lose a possession is all. Lose the arrow is all, not the possession.
Pass deflected, stolen by Kopians, who flipped it into Rakestraw. Again, Annawan comes up with a steal. They have 12 steals in this basketball game and have forced 17 Macon Meridian turnovers. DeDecker in traffic, off the glass and in.
Very strong move by DeDecker. Force Getz to back off.
Back to a 1 point game. 3.5 to go in this one. Swigert had the hot hand early. Chastain's 3 is missed. Off the rim and controlled by DeDecker. And again, Annawan shoots for the lead.
Annawan has done a great job of boxing Getz off the board in this second half.
3 minutes to go. Logan Washburn at the top of the circle trying to cause all kinds of defensive havoc. Shot was blocked, saved by Rakestraw. Chapman thought about it. Now it's DeDecker. Down to Rakestraw. Ball is loose, it's on the floor. Getz came away with it. Dakota Getz from the seat of his pants with a steal. Now it's Swigert who's bumped and fouled. The foul's going to go against Mackenzie Chapman. What a play from Dakota Getz.
Very good play. Staying after the ball, making sure you got it, and then making the pass out to wing to get it to Swigert going down the sideline. Still got 4 fouls to give before they're in the bonus, or 3 fouls to give before they're in the bonus.
Cody Burns has re-entered the game now for Macon Meridian. He is playing with 4 fouls.
They need him on the floor, need his leadership.
2.5 minutes to play here. State semifinal number 2. The winner to play Woodlawn for the state championship tomorrow. Macon Meridian has a 1 point advantage. Chastain missed the shot, drew contact, and Jacob Chastain to the free throw line.
Dribble. You see the dribble penetration, pass to the corner, and hits the cutting Chastain, draws the foul.
Well, Jack Blickensterver says that Jacob Chastain is a quiet scorer on his team, but he can make a loud statement here at the foul line if he can make a second free throw.
He did a great job that time on turning that into a foul rather than a charge, because he was going toward the basket. He stopped and went straight up and drew the foul.
He missed both free throws, but there's Burns, who just checked in the game, playing with 4 fouls, comes up with a huge offensive rebound. Swigert now for 3. Missed it. Dakota Getz with the rebound. Getz off balance shot. That's no good. Chastain again. To the free throw line he'll go. The Hawks crashing the offensive glass.
Good job of keeping the ball alive by the Hawks. Just all effort right there. Everybody wanted the basketball and they kept coming up with it. Isn't it the way it is, though? You just missed 2 free throws, so you're the one that gets to go back to the line.
We mentioned at the top of the broadcast how important second chance points would be. And that time the Hawks got about 4 cracks at it, not just a second chance point.
But they have had quite a few second chance points when their offense wasn't moving the ball and getting very many shots.
That time Chastain makes both free throws. He's got 11. His team is now in front by 3. Walker in traffic.
Excellent
Rolled it in.
move. Good job by keeping the ball alive down on the offensive end. A couple of give and goes, and there you are.
Walker with 11 points now. He and Matt DeDecker share the game-high scoring honors.
Having Burns back in sure gives them more continuity on the offensive end. They've missed him.
Near steal that time. Swigert dribbled through traffic. Now he's going to come right back out. Now penetrate and kick. 4 left open. His jumper from the baseline is no good.
It's really hard. It's really hard to dribble and get much on. But that was a really tough shot to take at that moment.
Ryan Brown wants timeout. Strategy session coming forward. 1:13 to go in a 1-point game. Macon Meridian leads. Back with more from the state semifinals after these network messages. The Braves are rocking the house right now because they pulled it within a point. Macon Meridian with a 48-47 lead here in the state semifinal. The possession arrow does favor Annawan. Annawan with a 60-second timeout, and Macon Meridian has 2. Lee Hall, what'd you have?
Ryan Brown just told Sean Walker, I need you to set the best screen of your life. They want to get the ball to Copians. They've done a really good job on him defensively, but they're looking for him here, Kurt.
Thank you, Lee. A reminder to our fans in the Quad Cities that are watching this afternoon's telecast. Tomorrow's Class 1A games will be seen on WLJB Fox TV, KLJB Fox Television tomorrow for our viewers in the Quad Cities.
Question is, do you play for the last shot? You go ahead and try to score and give them time to come back? How do you want to play this?
Chapman with it, down the lane, flipped it up, tried to get a foul, couldn't get it. Ball is still loose, tipped around. Rakestraw comes down with it. We're under a minute to go. Reach-in foul on Kyle Four. So Rakestraw's going to go back to the free throw line. Or maybe it'll be Chapman. It appears it'll be Chapman.
Good defensive positioning by Meridian.
So
Chastain on the boards.
Yeah, they're switching positions now. So Kyle Four comes out to the spot closest to the shooter, and Jacob Chastain for the Hawks is now on the low block. The free throw is missed. The Hawks clinging to a 1-point lead with the basketball. 45 seconds and counting left here. Swigert and Chastain playing catch at the timeline. Now it's Cody Burns in traffic. Kick out. He could have attacked, but instead he brought it back out. Chastain is fouled by Copians at the timeline.
Still no bonus. So he'll have to take it out on the sideline, which is dangerous.
Do you like the play by Cody Burns to pass up the shot in the paint?
Yes, but he's layup, but he's a small player shooting a layup. He had bigger players around him. I thought it was a good decision. I just think you've got to have somebody to handle pressure by having somebody in the high post against that 1-3-1, and there's no one there, and it almost turned in, almost had a turnover.
And now Jack Lickensderfer wants timeout to talk strategy.
Apple's Bakery in Peoria has some of the best desserts your taste buds will ever sample. Go to their website, applesbakery.com, and order one of Apple's Core Care packages. They deliver to your door across the country. Apple's Bakery, Peoria.
You're going to see the ball coming in from the sideline with 24 seconds to go, and one more foul before there's going to be a bonus shot. So it's going to come down to free throws again, like it usually does in a close ball game.
Well, take us in both these huddles, Coach. What's going on in the Macon Meridian huddle there?
Macon Meridian is trying to say, guys, let's handle the ball and expect to be fouled. Make sure you catch the ball tough, and ball fake before you throw it. Don't just turn and throw it somewhere. And in the Annawan huddle, they're trying to say, let's make sure that we foul. If we don't get a steal, make sure we know who we're fouling. Probably not Chastain, but anyone else is probably you would want to foul. Although Swigert's a good free throw shooter too.
Each team with a timeout remaining. Again, Macon Meridian is already in the bonus. Annawan will be there in the next foul. 24.4 seconds to go in this Class 1A boys basketball state semifinal. It's turned out to be a thriller. Didn't start out that way. Swigert was fouled immediately on the inbounds. The Hawks had double-digit leads for most of the first half and into the third quarter when Annawan's pressure started nibbling away at Macon Meridian. They closed it within one, took a brief lead momentarily, and we've been back and forth here in this fourth quarter. Now in the final 23 seconds, it's a 1-point Hawks lead with Trent Swigert at the foul line. What a game he's played.
He sure has. That was interesting on the out-of-bounds pass. The pass was made going toward the basket rather than in the back court, which gave no chance for the turnover in the basket. So it was a really good move by Coach Blitzensdorfer to get the ball going toward the basket. And it's always nice when your player hits 2 free throws.
Clutch foul shots.
Right now, a lot of coaches foul, so there's no chance for the three-point shot. But if you can get a turnover, why do you need to do that?
Dakota gets with the steal, and the Hawks respond with a huge defensive stop.
Big free throw, though. I mean, if it's a 2-possession game, it's tough to come back with 16 seconds to go. Free throws missed, you still got a shot.
And so it's Dakota Getz, the 6'4", 215-pound specimen at the free throw line.
Doesn't help you at the line, though. No matter what kind of specimen you are, you got to get the ball in the basket. That was a great stroke.
60% foul shooter, big free throw there. Now it's a 2-possession game. Barring a foul on a 3-point make. Look at that free throw, bounced a couple of times. 10 seconds to go, ball is out of bounds.
Burns had come back in and done, Corey Burns has come back in and done a great job. He just knocked the ball loose there. He's been in the right place at the right time. He was the glue that they were missing in that third quarter.
Kopion's 3, can't get it to go. Dakota Getz appropriately comes away with a rebound. Burns will dribble it out, and the Macon Meridian Hawks will play for a state championship tomorrow. Final score, Macon Meridian 51, Annawan 47. Back with post-game coverage after these local messages.
Welcome back to Carver Arena. It's Macon Meridian moving on to the state championship game with a 51-47 win over Annawan. Coach Blitzensdorfer, what did you say to Kopion's after the game? You guys really shut him down, held him to 6 points, nothing in the second half.
Well, I thought he was a great player, and he deserved to be first-team All-State. And Chastain did a wonderful job guarding him. And at halftime, we told Jake that he had plenty of second half in the Super Sectional Finals, so we can't let him getting off on us. And you know, he's a great player, and they really scrapped and fought hard, and I thought we did a terrible job against the press and turn the ball over. We just kept playing at the first quarter, and it was disappointing for me because I know we can play better than that, but I got to give Annawan credit. They made us play poorly.
And it says a lot about your team that you didn't play your best and you still win.
Well, I think defense has a lot to do with that, and Annawan's part in us turning the ball over, and I just think we can correct that maybe. And I think maybe we got a little complacent, and then Annawan got some momentum going, and we lost it because we had a nice lead in the first half, and then it just kind of dwindled away, and that's a bad omen. That's not a good sign, and you worry about that as a coach. So we come out second half, and I really thought our defense was a lot better than our offense was tonight, so we'll have to pick up our defense.
Good luck to you tomorrow against Woodlawn. Should be a good one.
It'll be they're a good ball club, and they got nice size, too, so we hope it's a good one, too. Thank you very much.
Good luck to you, Coach. All right, Trent Swigert is our Country Financial Player of the Game, 18 points, 6 assists. You got off to a hot start, and then Annawan started playing some defense. Tell me how you felt the game changed.
You know, they were playing harder than us after we took that big lead, and that happened in our super sectional. And you know, we just have to expect that teams are just going to keep fighting until the end. So you know, hopefully we learn from this, and tomorrow, if we get a big lead, we know that the team's not going to quit.
You guys have won by an average of 23 points a game this season. You're not used to playing down to the wire like this, but yet you handled yourselves well enough to come away with a win.
Yeah, that's a good sign. I mean, you know, all these teams are tough up here, and we have to learn how to close games and finish them. And, you know, hopefully from here on out, we have that confidence to finish games.
See you in the state championship game tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, Trent Swigert, our Country Financial Player of the Game. Kurt, back to you.
All right, Lee, he played a whale of a game, and we take a look at the game's final stats brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. What do you think there, Coach?
Well, it's just an interesting game, the way it started out with Annawan trying to keep from being blown out of the gym, and then Coach having the confidence to stay in his 1-3-1, and his 1-3-1 ended up paying very high dividends for him. You can see the turnovers were a problem early for Annawan, but both teams ended up getting them under control for a while, but the rebounds being even, which is what both coaches wanted. They wanted to make sure that they at least fought an even fight on the boards. It was an exciting game, and Meridian didn't really play against the zone like Coach would have liked them to. They didn't attack it quite well, but part of that was when Burns went out of the game. He was in foul trouble in the first half and again in the second half, and that really hurt their flow.
So tomorrow it'll be Lewistown against Annawan for third place, and the state championship game will be the team that we just saw win, Macon Meridian against Woodlawn. And don't forget, we've got 2A semifinals coming tonight. Seton Academy against Winnebago at 6:30, and game number 2, Marshall against Massac County about 8:15. We'll be back with you again tomorrow at 11 for Annawan and Lewistown in the third place 1A game, and the title game will pit Macon Meridian against Woodlawn at 12:45. The executive producer of IHSA Television is Jim O'Boy. Our director, Roger Steele. Thanks to all of our hard-working crew giving us the sights and sounds of state basketball from Carver Arena. For my broadcast partners, Lee Hall and Cal Hubbard, this is Kurt Pegler. Macon Meridian a winner. They'll take on Woodlawn for the state championship tomorrow. 2A hoops come your way at 6:30 over most of these same stations on the IHSA Television Network.